So let's do an analysis of Bimnuchosenu, ostensibly from Kochko. The first phrase is a very typical phrase. It's an opening. You have the B flat, which is already suggesting the subdominant. We're not going to harmonize it like that. We're just going to use an E flat minor or an E flat minor sixth. We can also use the G flat in the bass. Try the E flat in the bass. Let's give it a shot. Whatever voicing you want at this point. Second inversion, C minor 7 flat 5 or C half diminished in the right hand. So that is to say that little opening is like a fourth. Pom pom, very Jewish. So there are many aspects to that opening. The E flat will be important. The B flat will be important as harmonic arrivals later on. So notes are not just notes. Notes are harmony. So will be when we go da-dee, da-da-dee, da-da-da, later on when we go in Kaddish. So that's all I'm saying, is that this opening is very interesting, and we'll keep that in mind for later analysis. For the time being, we're using an E flat minor 6th chord. Basically Phragish. Now comes the first fastball, if you will. He goes right to the B flat, which is an octave. Now, if we're in Phragish, F Phragish, what's A flat and G natural doing there? Usually, the skipped notes in Phragish are A flat and G. Are not found in that Phragish. So this introduction of E flat major via B flat, I have it harmonized as B flat minor 7 and B flat minor 6. Let me see. It's like a B flat minor 7. And it's natural to have a B flat going to an E flat in a 2-5 progression. If you want to harmonize, which I did on a B flat 7 flat 9. The most important part here is the E flat major chord is outlined, has that A flat and G that was not part of that Phragish. So this whole introduction of the E flat major within an F Phragish is acceptable because it's a variant within Phragish that gives it more interest. But the thing is that Kachko puts it in right away. Just puts that little stumbling block right in there to give you a challenge for the artist and challenge for the ear, etc., etc. So it is fascinating. And he's arriving there via the B flat. So he's using that B flat from the bottom to a plum, and it's right there on top. So from there we got an E flat major sort of chord going outlined like and then he goes, now the D here is the leading tone to E flat, so it supports the arrival of E flat. We need that. Da-da-dum-bum, we're in E flat. Well, let's just see where he goes from here. All of a sudden I harmonizes an A flat chord. Wow. Well, we're expecting Phragish again, but from E flat. We have not gotten to the Phragish yet, but I'm looking ahead and I do see the Phragish coming up a little bit later in the next few bars, maybe 3 or 4 bars later. So, in general, when you move into key area in Chazonis, stay there. Don't run away. Don't be a scaredy cat. Stick around. You want to stay there for a while. So in this case, we're going to stay in E flat a little longer, extending it, not just E flat, but we already explored E flat for, so now part of E flat is A flat, because it's the subdominant, but we're still in E flat land, and we're not exploring the A naturals yet. We haven't canceled the notes of A flat and G with an A natural in F sharp yet. A flat, and I gave another E flat chord with a G in the bass. I want to make it interesting. Another option that I offered was as an F minor 7. It's a little jazzy. And there you have finally the arrival of the Phragish. I analyze it with a C half diminished. could move the bass if you want in between them, if you need motion. Again, he approaches it from that B flat. You remember before how we used it in E flat? Now, sort of like the same little scale. This is wonderful. So, we explored that E flat again to the A flat. Now he goes on the E flat. I went to F minor there, which happens to be the first time that I'm using that F minor, although before I had it as an F minor 7th. Sort of an introduction of an F minor. What is F minor? I'm so glad I asked the question. Mikom lamdai iskalti, to myself. F minor is the parallel minor to F fragish. Again, we haven't gotten to the A natural yet. In the key of E flat, we explored A flat. Now we have F minor, which is the 2 of E flat. So you see in these first 8 bars or whatever it is, the whole exploration of this E flat key and, and its subsidiaries, minor and A flat. B flat is the pivot. So you notice B flat as a pivot. B flat, E flat. What's E flat? Oh my God. E flat is our secondary key area that we're exploring here. As I said again, these initial notes are not just notes. They're pointing to key areas. So now, with the analysis, we understand the music better. We could perform it better with understanding. We're going somewhere. Where are we going? Let's see where we're going emotionally and expressively in the piece. That's our little opening or introduction. Now that I have looked at my analysis, I noticed that in order to understand the other key areas that we're exploring, it's very important to notice our fourths progression in this piece. So let's take a look at our fourths progression, starting from F as the root. To the subdominant B flat, to the flat 7 minor E flat, to the 5 of 6, which is the dominant of the D flat, to D flat, which is flat 6. And then you have a possible G, some sort of G or G flat, which is an unexplored tonality, this piece. We're just going to have the F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and that's it. These are 5 notes. And then if you have a G flat, and then C to F. The C I will, instead of a dominant relationship, which is why the opening is not a dominant relationship to Fragish. Fragish is like the dominant of B flat minor. So a precursor to F would be a C, half diminished. But if you think of the cycle starting in the key B flat and its dominant being F, you would have the dominant to its fourth, to the dominant of 6. use a B flat major or Freygish. So there you have it. There you have it. It's a fourths progression that it's very important to notice what those fourths are in order to locate those harmonies, especially that whole section of E flat minor, A flat, D flat. What is that doing? That's just an extension of the harmonic unfolding or the Fortspannung of these harmonies. And we find our way back home with some sort of tritone, whether it's on whether you want to call it a G or a G. And it's interesting that we have both the G and G flat as options. It could be that that's part of the understanding of the G and G flat through the cycle of fifths and the Fortspannung and unfolding of fourths. So let's get into it. Now we're going to B flat minor. What? Right, B flat minor. Again, that was just a pivot before. Now it's actually an arrival. We're going to the subdominant of F. Assuming that F is our key, the key area, the key signature is B flat minor. Always in Freygish, that's the challenge because F Freygish becomes like the dominant of the minor key. Because F Freygish is not like a regular scale, which is fine. It's both because we're ending the piece in F. The piece is in F Freygish, but the way you write F Freygish is in its subdominant minor. So the key signature is B flat minor. There's no A natural in that key signature as far as I see. Just when you get to the, your first A is going to be an A flat anyway. So we're not putting it into the key signature. But if we didn't have this little E flat exploration, the key signature would have an A natural in it. B flat is now an arrival. Isn't that wonderful? Now we don't hit B flat on the head. We go to its third, which is this D flat note. What is D flat in our key here? It's a D flat, which we haven't explored yet, which is nice. If we went to the B flat, I guess it would have been boring. Going to the D flat is interesting because it's a Nair Zach. It's something new. I think we're heading to a D flat major area because of the icing, doesn't feel like it's staying in minor. Now on the dominant chord of da-da-dum, I'll use an A flat 7. Should be minor. Okay, so we have A flat now as dominant. What was A flat before? A flat before was our alternate key area with E flat. You could see that they're tying in a relationship between that other key area. So there's a remnant here of A flat. We went to the Freygish. We're sort of teasing back with those A flats. You see, there's no A natural here. We hit the Freygish, and again, he's departing. He doesn't want to hit you over the head with too much Freygish. Very fascinating. Very fascinating. That's why it's a masterpiece. One piece of paper, masterpiece. So now I guess he's bringing us back to the basic F to B flat. F Freygish, B flat minor, back to the regular key. And he's doing that via this E flat minor. So B flat minor. Again, B flat minor. B flat minor. A flat minor. D flat. So from E flat back to B flat minor. We can't just stay in the B flat minor and expect any music to happen. We need the E flat minor to buffer it. And the A flat and D flat. Yavo Uverotzon Shabbos Kol Fragish. We're coming back home. We went on a journey. We didn't just, Chazonim just don't stay home. They travel around Europe. They go perform all over the place. You can't just stay home. Otherwise, it's not interesting. Finally, we are coming back home. There you have it. Shabbat